4 types of motor. We have purposeful, which starts out, or that is planned, it's a planned motor action. This can look like pouring yourself a bowl of cereal. Then we have automatic, which are motor actions that start out as planned. This can work for us or against us. It can work for us in a sense where right now I'm writing these notes down for you, and writing is automatic. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to send details to my brain about how to do it. Then it can turn into a loop though, right? If I end up playing the same song over and over and over again, I know how to play the song, I love the song, and I want to hear it over and over again, right? That can potentially start into a loop. It is an OCD type behavior, not as intense, and it can be broken. My son, for instance, he got into a loop for a short period of time. After he would spell a word, he would get up out of his chair, push the chair in, and stand there. And then once he would go to spell another word, then he would sit back down, pull the chair out, sit back down, spell the word, get back out, push the chair in, right? Obviously, at one point, he learned how to push the chair in, and now during that one particular spelling session, it turned into a loop. We have impulsive, which is unplanned. This can look like elopement. This can look like impulsively grabbing things off the shelf at the grocery store. And then we have reflexive. These are also unplanned, but they serve also a protective role. This can look like touching a hot stove and then reflexively moving your hand back because it's hot. We know that sensory guides the motor, and our students are impacted in both the sensory areas in the brain and the motor areas in the brain. And so what is getting in the way of our students? It's this sensory motor feedback loop, right? And when those messages get disrupted, or they're either sending too much, not enough, or mixed messages, then both the sensory and the motor systems are impacted. So it's they're constantly talking to each other, right? So sensory system sends messages to the motor system sending things back. So then when the neurons are sending mixed messages, not enough, too many, then that's where the breakdown starts to happen. So this impacts motor learning, motor control, and overall well-being. So what can we do for our students in an S2C session? We can bank on automaticity, which is the ability to be able to practice a skill over and over and over again practice a motor action over and over and over again until it becomes automatic, and you don't have to bother your brain with low-level details about that particular motor action anymore. And neuroplasticity, the ability of the brain, or the ability that the brain has to create new neural pathways, right? So we do that by, in the beginning of an S2C lesson, is to organize a sensory system, to make sure that we have an array of regulation strategies for the speller. We support self-regulation strategies as well. And once we have established that sensory organization, then we can move on to build more motor control and give the speller opportunities to practice that motor action of spelling over and over and over again. That is how we support our spellers in an S2C lesson.